Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Ummi Muhammad Idris. My matric number is F1078. Today I want to present about hospitality project. We are choose Petty Burger Mentarang. Okay, for the chapter 1 is introduction. For the research background, Sabak Benam is a district constituency northwestern Selangor. The town on Sabak Benam is Sungai Besar, Kinchan and Kuala Samar. Okay. The district mainly a growing area. Also the main economy of agriculture activity. The local product on Sabak Benam is pineapple, mentarang, banana and cassava. Okay, mentarang is a kind of shell, a shell animal that can be eaten. Mentarang is a thin skin and usually prefer water that has a low temperature. The scientific name of mentarang is Polus orientalis. Mentarang can be found in several places, which is Kedah, Selangor, Perlis and Sabak Benam. The price of mentarang is currently for 15 ringgit per kilogram. Okay, next for problem statement. Problem statement, most mentarang seller can okay, next for problem statement. Most seller in Kuala Samar say mentarang is expensive because it is not difficult to obtain. Apart from that, the factor is finding mentarang is also quite challenge, namely the extinction of mentarang is also a factor in the increase in the price of mentarang in the market. Next, the seller of mentarang state that is difficult to determine the price of mentarang sold to customer because they also have to buy mentarang at an expensive price from the seachers. And other than that, mentarang is hard to find near other state. Usually, mentarang is always found according to the season that is in July, August and September only. Research objective for mentarang is to identify the local product in Sabak Benam. Next, to develop new food product and to research about the product of mentarang. Okay. For research question, mentarang is what are the local product of Sabak Benam? Why do we need to do research on mentarang? And what is the meaning of mentarang? Okay, first significance of project and practical perspective is from fishermen that is can get a catch up to 10 kilogram of mentarang. Okay, mentarang seekers and earns are now able to earn a daily 300 to 400 during the mentarang season. Okay, did not expect the light to Rohani said he did not expect the light to appear during the Chinese New Year holiday season, because before this, when the holiday season arrived, his income was uncertain. In fact, he only earned 50 ringgit a day only. Okay, other than that, the price of the snail will be cheap and people can be afford to buy. And last but not least, the search process, the hand light had to be inserted into the mud more than half a meter deep. Okay, last but not least for chapter 1 is academic perspective. For academic perspective, this project will be fundamental of a basic culinary on food service that can more explore about food service culinary. Beside that, actually the mentarang can other use if utilize the product. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. My name is Nabihah binti Wan Rahman and my metric number is F1058. So I will continue for the chapter 2, literature review. Introduction. This chapter is devoted to the research literature from previous studies on food and fishermen. The prior studies journal was used to connect the topic with the study's key objectives. University Science Malaysia was used as an example of previous research in the study. In addition, this chapter will explain the mentarang's growth cycle. Next, mentarang, in the specific names, Pholas orientalis. What is mentarang? Mentarang are one of the prospective species for aquaculture businesses in Malaysia. Farmers may be able to culture the mentarang in the near future. The seeds are obtained naturally and gathered by farmers at specific times of the year, as is the case with most bivalve production systems. Thus, understanding the mentarang's life cycle will be beneficial in aquaculture, particularly in terms of farm planning and scheduling. How does mentarang looks like? Mentarang is a marine bivalve with two thin elongated shells hinged on a flexible ligament in the sagittal plane. Mentarang is really hard to find in Malaysia and are classified as seasonal species. This is because mentarang only can be found and available in Kedah, Perak and Selangor. Mentarang also can be found using a scoop at the depth of 0.5 mm for juvenile and adult stage according to soil quality. Mentarang has become one of the most favorite for the Asians because the taste is so sweet, juicy and soft-made. In Hong Kong, Malaysia, Thailand and the Philippines, it is edible and sold fresh or dried. It has become one of the most sought after bivalves in Central Philippines because the taste. It is commercially important and widely loved food in Malaysia, particularly among Malaysians, although its biology is poorly known. Mentarang have 5 phases in their life cycle, such as egg, larva, ambo, juvenile, and adults. From March 2015 to April 2016, samples were gathered at each sampling site on a regular basis using a systematic sampling strategy. Mentarang eggs, larva, and ambo stage were gathered using a printed net, while soil samples were taken using a scoop at the depth of roughly 0.5 meter for juvenile and adult stage examination, as well as soil quality. According to the findings, the 3 locations exhibited varying seasonal timing of the Mentarang's life cycle developing stages. Abiotic parameters like as temperature, salinity, dissolved oxygen, and nutrition levels may all have a role in the differences in Mentarang growth phases within the research locations. The amount of food or plantains was discovered to play a significant role in the Mentarang's life cycle timing. So that's all from me. Thank you so much.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Tengku Shafika binti Raja Aziz. My matrix number is 17-F19F1040. So today I will explain about chapter 3, which is methodology. Okay, for 3.1, labeling and packaging. Okay, for packaging, we are using vacuum food packaging. Okay, vacuum packaging is another way to increase the shelf life of food products. Here is the product. Is placed in an airtight pack. The air sucks out and the package seals. By removing air from around the product, the level of oxygen in the packaging are reduced, impeding the ability of oxygen breathing microorganisms to grow and spoil the product. The lack of oxygen also reduces the amount of spoilage. Okay, this is our labeling for Mentarang patty, which is there is the title, Mentarang patty burger, logo, ingredients, manufactured by, manufacturing dates, expired dates, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, barcode, halal logo, and also the weight. It's quantitative analysis. Okay, before that, I will explain about what is quantitative analysis. Okay, quantitative analysis is focused on what? Okay, the first one is what happens, how many people bought this product, what percentage of people consider this brand. Quantitative analysis and research methods often includes close-ended questionnaire and surveys, large-scale answers, analytics gathered by machines, random sampling, structured data, and tracking software such as marketing, automation, and also advertising. 10 questions about Mentarang burger. Okay, the first one is a variation of Mentarang burger, blazing from existing local produce. Okay, second, nutrient or substance contains in Mentarang burger. Third, food that is safe for all groups. Fourth, Mentarang burger contain food allergens. Fifth, Mentarang stock is limited. 6 can be found everywhere. 7, sold at an affordable price for all. 8, made from fresh raw materials. 9, an easy to cook frozen Mentarang burger patty. And lastly, Mentarang burger can last for months. Okay, the sampling method used is random sampling. Through this method, respondent was randomly selected. These randomly selected respondents were from family, neighbors, and friends. The total sample was 10 people. According to Gay 1992, a sample size of 10% to 20% of the population is educated. In this study, researchers obtained 10 samples from neighbors, family, and friends. Questionnaire form. Okay, we are using linear scale Google form questions, which is there is scale from 1 until 5. Okay, the first one, 1 is very unsatisfied, 2 is unsatisfied, 3 neutral, 4 good, and 5 is very good. Okay, there is the question, which is the question is, the first one is, the food is tasty and flavorful. Second, the spiciness level of the burger. Third, the quality of food. Fourth, the Mentarang burger is juicy and not too dry. Fifth, level of satisfaction with the Mentarang burger. And lastly, the Mentarang burger don't smell fishy. Lastly, 3.C, which is analysis data. Okay, data analysis is elaborated using a bar chart to see the frequency of the data obtained to obtain the actual score. Okay, why we are using bar chart? Because it's easy to analyze. Okay, for the part CX, we will put the questions from 1 until 6, and for the part CY, we will put the scale 1 until 5. Okay, from that we can analyze the data from the Google form that we have created, and it's easy to analyze.